Hey guys, I'm Mike Rivers with the Rivers Group over at Compass Real Estate. I am a Boston area native and a local real estate advisor. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at how to list your home as a for sale by owner. I actually caught myself scripting out a really long, boring, drawn out video script and decided let's just take a look at an actual for sale by owner listing on the market. I'll pull it up my laptop here and I'll point out all of the incredible techniques that they are using to get this home sold. Now we're going to cover three main things in this video. Number one, targeting the right audience. Number two, telling a stunning visual story. And finally, positioning the home with the price point. So without further ado, let's dive right into this property in my area and take a look at number one, targeting the right audience. Now this owner is doing an incredible job listing the property in the for sale by owner section of Zillow and nowhere else. The last thing you want to do when selling a property yourself is cast a wide net and get your property in front of as many serious buyers as possible. You want to stay away from that. Now, not listing with an agent is going to ensure a few things are going to happen for you here, because you definitely do not want to blast your property to off-market real estate networks. You definitely don't want to put the property on the MLS, which pulls into basically every single real estate brokerage and syndication website on the planet. And you definitely don't want any targeted digital advertising putting your home in front of as many people as possible. Listing your home as a for sale by owner on Zillow or a similar website is going to ensure that the property is only put in front of the following three groups. Number one, real estate investors who are looking to pick up properties at a discount. Number two, window shoppers who are not really serious about buying a home yet and therefore are only looking at Zillow and not looking for a home through their real estate agent's brokerage search tool. Number three, real estate agents who are going to call you relentlessly and basically try to pick your property up as a listing for a commission. Now, obviously that is the perfect audience for making this process as long as possible, ensuring zero competition for the home among serious buyers, and making sure you have absolutely no negotiating ground to stand on whatsoever. So great technique by this owner listing it the way that they did. Number two, telling a stunning visual story. Now let's dive into the photos here. Now the first photo should definitely be an iPhone photo that was taken of a computer screen of a Google Street View of the home. Now you want to stay away from professional photographers here, especially if you are trying to sell a $1 million plus asset. You definitely don't want to invest a couple $100 in a photographer. And you really want as many low quality, low resolution layers between the actual property and the person who is viewing it online. You basically want this to look like a 1980s video game screenshot or an impressionist painting of some kind, so that no one can really tell what's going on. And you definitely want to include a mouse cursor pointing to one of the strong characteristics of the home, like this ass of an air conditioner hanging out of the window, highlighting that the property doesn't have central air. You really want to do whatever you can to draw attention to things that will turn buyers off immediately. Now the next photo should be of the front hallway. And you know how Home Depot can create literally any paint color on the planet? Well, the front hall should look like you went to Home Depot to the paint desk there and handed them a bucket of human excrement and said, please match this hue of diarrhea as best you can. And you want to make sure there's multiple hallway shots for good measure here, because you really want to showcase that paint color in different lighting conditions. But definitely no kitchen photos, because who wants to know what a kitchen looks like if they're spending $1 million plus on a property? Now the next shot should be a really cohesively designed living room. You really want some traditional furniture, and since this is a smaller living room, you really want the arms of the couches to reach up and out into the space as much as possible to basically create barriers and make the room feel as congested as you possibly can. And also make sure to use oversized rustic vases on a modern glass table. And the chandelier should be ornate and have sort of a strip club elegance to it to match those rustic vases. And finally, the curtains, also from a strip club, should create a really stressful red hue across this wildly underexposed and dark photo. Quickly moving into the bedrooms here, we really want every photo to be vertical or portrait oriented, since all of the property photo albums online are horizontal or landscape oriented. We really want to make the spaces appear as tight, claustrophobic, and suffocating as possible. And make sure the beds are all elevated to take up as much of the frame as you possibly can. We definitely don't want any potential buyers out there thinking that they're going to be able to fit any type of additional furniture into these bedrooms. Also, make make sure not to let any natural light into the rooms. You want to showcase these multicolored curtains in the sterile, bright white glow coming from the light fixture that you might find at a hospital operating room. And really all bedrooms should be treated like that. Windows closed, curtains drawn, lights on, huge furniture. Beds should look like they've been made by an 8-year-old, and really put as many things as possible on the dresser surfaces. And moving on to the bathrooms. Again, natural light is your enemy. You can even try hanging trash bags with tassels on them from the curtain rods over the windows. And since this is one of the smallest spaces you will photograph, you want it to be as busy as possible. Just as much shit as possible should be in this photo. Definitely include a washcloth propping open a vanity cabinet. An additional potty training toilet should be used whenever you can, and you should definitely be able to see inside of the toilet. And if you can get a toilet paper roll that looks like a pet has been chewing on it, that is ideal. And as many towels hanging in this room as possible, guys. Finally, the money shot, and the one you want to end with to make sure that the property is really memorable. And that should be a poorly caulked bathtub and shower stall with as many half-empty shampoo bottles as you can possibly find. This is going to ensure you are really creating as much possible demand for the property. Now, number 3 is positioning the property. And since you aren't using a real estate agent and you're not really competing with any retail properties on the market, you want to make sure that you just take whatever that Zestimate number is for your home and position the property a little bit higher than that, because why not? These Zestimate numbers are algorithms that are based on properties that have sold, that were actually marketed professionally with agents to an actual audience of serious buyers. And the numbers can still vary so much from house to house that Zestimates are regularly off by up to 30%. And the numbers are widely used by for sale by owner sellers as if they were an actual comparative market analysis. So super reliable number when you're selling $1 million plus asset. And also keep your eye on the data that Zillow gives you when you do list on the site. You want to make sure those numbers of views and potential buyers are nowhere near the numbers that you would get if you listed with a great agent. The lower the numbers, the better your chances of having zero negotiating power. When buyers ask you how many offers you have, you want the answer to be 0. And if the average days to offer in your neighborhood is 7 days or 14 days, your listing should sit for months on end and get far fewer views than a professionally listed property that is selling immediately and for more money. This is the best possible way to draw out the process and make sure you sell the property for 10% less than it would have sold for if you had just paid a 2 or 3% listing agent commission to a truly professional agent in your market. And it's also the best way to make sure that you're selling to a buyer who offers you shitty terms and turns the transaction into a complete nightmare. If you follow all of those steps like this seller did, you're going to have a very successful for sale by owner listing and transaction process. All right, guys, so on a more serious and less sarcastic note, I understand that every seller has a different situation going on. They have their own reasons for not listing with a real estate agent. Maybe they want to handle property tours a little bit more privately, a little bit more on their terms, which great agents can certainly handle. But I also understand that having a real estate license these days is about as meaningful as having a library card. It literally means nothing. Every third person I pass on the street has their real estate license. It can be very difficult to find a great real estate agent who's not just going to slap your listing up on the MLS and tell you that it's worth a 2 or 3% commission. But guys, I really hate seeing people like this leaving money on the table because they think they're actually netting a higher profit by not using a real estate agent at all. This is not just about putting the property on the MLS or not. There are millions of agents out there who truly blast listings in front of as many buyers as possible, really get their sellers the equity that they want to get in their homes on their own terms. And if you're looking for an agent like that in your market, please reach out to me. I make it a regular part of my business to connect with and develop relationships with all of these great agents in markets across the United States that truly treat their clients like partners. They truly treat their listings like luxury listings, and they treat closings like the beginning of their client relationship. If you're in the greater Boston area, there's a great chance that I can help you out directly. If you're outside of my area, there's a great chance that I can still connect you with an agent that treats their clients like partners. It will make you never want to even think about selling a home yourself again. And I realize this video is a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but hopefully it got the point across that there is a great chance that you are leaving money on the table if you're not working with an agent versus connecting with a really legitimately excellent agent in your market. And please subscribe to the channel for more great Boston real estate content. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.